everyone. My name is Chloe and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday and it's like 2:30 maybe. And I am actually outside right now because it is like 50 maybe. And like the forecast for this week looks beautiful. It's all like 50s, even one day I think gets to 60. However, the catch is it doesn't start warming up until like 11 or 12. So as far as like doing stuff with the girls outside, it's kind of a buzzkill. So today we made errand day, which is so exciting for my 2-year-old. She thinks errand day is like the funnest day. So I really try to play that up. So today we went to UPS because I have been getting like a lot of things, for like homeschool, preschool stuff on Amazon. And it's so hard to know like the size of things. Like I got these little penguin erasers that I thought were like big, like the size of like a big eraser. They were literally like this big. And then I bought some jumbo dice that I was expecting to be more like 6-inch squares. And they were like maybe an inch. They were like barely bigger than regular dice. And so had to send those things back. And yeah, so went to UPS and then we went to the bookstore because I like had all of my unhaul books from the past month or two. And I've been during COVID just either putting them on the swap group, seeing if anybody wants them, which I did do this time. Nobody wanted them. And so then I have been just taking them to the Little Free Library. But I decided this time it would be a great outing just to go into our bookstore. And so we did that and sold them back. And they gave me like $20 in store credit, which is just crazy. Especially like they said they would give me like $8 cash, which is ridiculous for how many books they bought. But whatever, that's the way it goes. And like I think I've said, like our bookstore, it burned down and was closed for like 5 years. And then it just recently reopened in the past year or two. And they have really like tried to up their game and be more like a big city bookstore, which aesthetically it's beautiful. Like I would love to go in there and hang out because now they sell coffee and like some other little things. But their whole ground floor now focuses on just new books. And then the upstairs is used books. And the upstairs is not like handicapped accessible, which means I could not get the stroller up there, which means I did not even browse books for me because I just cannot bring myself to pay full price for a book. I will definitely support that bookstore, but through used books. And so we got a few books for Ainsley. They had like so many great ones that were about like feminism and about racism and about like ableism. Like they had so many good kids books. But again, we got used Franklin books because I used to love the Franklin books when I was little. So we got 3 or 4 of those. Used some of our credit because even those, the little paperbacks that were like not in the best condition, they were $2 each. And like, I'm happy to support them. And especially it was like through the credit. So it wasn't a big deal, but just crazy how the markup they do, but they also have to make their money in COVID time. So I can't really blame them. So we did that. And then we took the rest of the books to the Little Free Library and, that's everything we did. So it was like blustery this morning. So we were like running from store to store because they're all like outdoor pretty much. So we were able to walk a lot, but it was cold. So did that, came home, had lunch, and then just got the kids down for naps. And so now I am going to write a review of this book that I'm about to tell you about. I am going to get my favorites and least favorites edited. Those will already be up by the time you see this. So go check that out. And that is... that's the plan, really. I don't know. I think I'm just going to try to be super productive because I think it's actually close to 3. And so I need to get up early, I need to be up. I can't nap is my point because I need to get up because tonight I'm making peanut butter French toast and pancakes. The girls will have pancakes and we'll have peanut butter French toast probably and maybe some eggs. I don't know. But long story short, it's going to be kind of an intensive dinner. So I need to get up and be ready to do that. And so that's that. So the book that I finished last night was The Garden of Happy Endings by Barbara Neal. So I talked about this a fair amount at the end of my other vlog, but this one I picked up because I read a Barbara Neal and I liked it, But then reading the like back of this book got me a little bit nervous because it said it was like vivid and detailed descriptions and that kind of stuff. And I don't really know. I should look and see who said that, because I don't really think that is a accurate description of this book. This book was a women's fiction romance, something about two sisters. One is Elsa and the other is Tamsin. Which, like, hearing it on audio, Tamsin didn't bother me, but, like, trying to read it in print always got me so confused. It's Tamsin, so Tamsin. And for some reason, like, seeing the word, like, really tripped me out. But anyway, so Elsa is a reverend, and Tamsin, she is a wife and mother, and like I think she loves to quilt and stuff. I don't know if she works or not, but anyway, so Elsa, the Reverend, she is the one who discovers the body in a pretty brutal murder of a like teenage girl. So that really, really impacts her, and she decides to like step away. In fact, I think they say like you have to go take this sabbatical, and so she decides to go back to her hometown. There is the guy who got away because she was engaged to this guy when they were like in college, and they did the Camino in Spain together. And then at the end of it, he was like, hey, I have got to be like, I'm being called, I've got to go be a pastor. And they're Catholic, which, so that I guess means that it's a vow of celibacy. He can't marry, et cetera, et cetera. So their engagement ends, and she was really like bitter about that. And then like their relationship kind of got confusing. So I thought then they lost touch, and she was like really bitter about it for a while. And then she decided to become a reverend too. And or a reverend, like, I don't know. I had a hard time. Like, I am not Catholic. I am, just non-denominational Christian, Methodist, if I had to pick a denomination. But, so I don't know as much about like the rules of Catholicism. So I don't know if like they were both not able to marry or whatever, but then she stepped away, because of this murder. So I had a hard time, and I also appreciated our main character, because my hard time came with the fact that like they both kind of go together. So she was very real and honest about like her struggles with faith. And she has walked away from God multiple times, and she just really struggled with faith multiple times. And it felt almost like she became a reverend out of like spite for the other guy. Like, fine, you screwed my life up. I can't ever marry, so I'm going to do this too to kind of be holier than thou. Like, that's kind of the vibe I got from her. I appreciated the realism in like struggles with faith, because I think that's something that happens in seasons for all Christians. But I don't really like, I don't know, I guess as a reverend, I kind of have different expectations, or I don't know. It was just different. I don't know. So like from the beginning, I'm a little like wishy-washy about if I like our main character or not. So she goes back, and it's kind of a love triangle between the guy who is the pastor and then this other guy whose name just happens to be Deacon. And that like kind of bothered me, that like, can you come up with a name that is not like a religious position? But Deacon is like a former alcoholic, a criminal, you know, that kind of born again. I don't even know if he was a Christian, but anyway, kind of very different guy. And so there's a love triangle with those two, and so that's pretty much her story. Then her sister lives in her hometown, and she has just discovered that her husband is like on the run, wanted by the police for like embezzlement. And she's got a grown daughter who lives in another country, and she like really tries to protect her daughter. And so it's her story too. And this daughter has like a whole storyline about, I think she was in Spain too, this guy like she fell in love with, but he was like royalty. And so then when she found out her dad was wanted like a criminal, that she broke off the relationship and stuff. And like that whole storyline did not need to be included. So this is like over a 400-page book, and it did not need to be. And so there were definitely like pacing issues and times when it got really slow. And like after I finished it, I'm saying I'm going to give it 3 stars, but like I need to go write my review, and I've been putting it off all day because I don't really know what to say. Like if it was 100 pages shorter, I think I would have liked it a whole lot more. And if I would have like engaged with our main character a little bit more, or maybe understood her motivations a little bit better, I think I would have liked it even more. So I gave it 3 stars. Again, I think Barbara O'Neal, I like her. I just wish this book would have been edited more. So that's kind of where we're at. As far as everything else goes, I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I've got one from NetGalley that I need to read soon, and then just a couple other things that I want to read soon. So I don't really know what I'll pick up next, but I don't know. I'll let you know when I pick something up. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday at like almost 5 o'clock, and I'm sitting outside, sans jacket. I'm like in a kind of sweatshirt, long sleeve thing, and it is beautiful. Like I think I said in my last clip that the weather is supposed to be like high 50s, low 60s this week, and it is like, but it's taking a long time to get there. But like now by 5 o'clock, it's awesome. So Jeremy was out of town today, and so it was a girls' day, and that was really fun. My mom came over, and we got to go for a walk right after lunch, and that was like awesome. We have not been on a walk in weeks, and that is so good for everybody. But the whole time we were walking, like Annie was trying to go to sleep, I guess, because she loves the stroller. Like I think I've talked about it. She is a motion kid, so in the car, in the stroller, she loves sleepy. Those are the only ways I know how to get her to sleep. But we're like trying to keep her awake because I really wanted her to take a nap when Ainsley did. And so it was fun. We had a good time out walking, the four of us. So, this morning we just did a bunch of stuff around the house. Didn't really do anything too exciting, but, yeah, the walk was definitely the highlight of the day. So then I put Ainsley down at 2. And she last night was like the worst night we have ever had with this child. She just was full on three-nager, acting terrible. And it was because she didn't sleep. And so I talked to her a lot about like, hey, naps are important because they help us like not be so grouchy and et cetera, et cetera. And so I put her down, and she said she was going to try to nap. And so she did, and she fell asleep at 4 o'clock, you guys. And then Annie, so this kid that I'm like trying to keep awake in the stroller, lesson learned, because as soon as we got inside, she got a second wind. So I tried to put her down, no dice. And so she just hung out with me in my room from 2 to 4 while I edited and did different things like that. And then at 4:15, she went down. So this is going to be an interesting evening because the kids went to sleep at 4 and 4:15. So getting them down at like 7:30 or 8 is going to be interesting. That's for sure. But I also, while I was doing different things on my computer, I was listening to The Book of Moods by Lauren Martin. And I started it last night, and then I listened to it today and finished it. And it was so good. You guys, it is my first 5-star read of the year. And I am way more generous with nonfiction than I am with fiction in 5 stars. And I don't know why that is. I think it's because it's like hard to judge, like negatively judge somebody's own personal perception when they're being so like, this is just my perception. They're not trying to like create characters or make things, put words in other people's mouths, I guess. I have no idea what it is, but I'm way more generous with 5 stars and high ratings for nonfiction. So this one, though, I like expected it to be more of a mental health book or something like, I don't know, but what it was so good. So it is Lauren Martin in all of these different aspects of life, telling you basically how she changed her attitude and how she took a bad attitude and made it a better attitude. And she's talking a lot about like, at the beginning anyways, about like recognizing your mood and saying like, I'm having this emotion, I'm having this mood, whatever, and then consciously making a decision to snap out of it or to like ruminate in that. And she talks some about the science of it and like exactly how long and stuff when things become more automated. But she talked about like family. She talked about when things don't go your way. She talked about body. She talked about all of these different things. And all of these were areas where she has had a very bad attitude and how she turned it around. And I found her so relatable. And I just found a lot of practical advice for this. And like, I felt very convicted by a lot of it. I just really enjoyed it and, would highly recommend. It's not a very long read, so I would say definitely pick it up. And then I have been physically reading this When You Wish by Kristin Harmel, and I am loving this, you guys. This is a YA by Kristin Harmel about this girl who, she is a pop star, And she, like, this is Britney Spears. I am convinced this is Britney Spears. It's not, I mean, it's a fictional pop star, but she is this uber famous 16-year-old pop star who first got her first break at like 6 or 9 or something. She was a child star and now is a pop star, and her mom is her like manager. So maybe it's Jessica Simpson, except that was her dad. I don't know. But, it's just feeling so nostalgic for me. And it's all about, like, I keep seeing the music video for Lucky by Britney Spears when I'm reading this book, because it's all about, like, she's got this life. Her mom is her manager. She lives such a glamorous life, and yet she's so lonely. And, like, it's just so, a lot of choices have been made for her. She's now like 16 and has never made her own choice, and she doesn't want to do it. She doesn't like what she's doing really. And her mom like polices her diet, all of that. So I would say definitely trigger warning for like eating disorders, specifically like anorexia and things. If that is a struggle, this does mention different like foods and diet foods. You know, it kind of labels food as good and bad. And so if that's triggering, maybe be wary of this. But anyway, so she decides like, I'm going to disappear. And she is a very like distinguishable person. She's got red hair, and you know, I mean, she definitely like stands out. And so she dyes her hair, etc., and takes off. And so this is all like prompted by a secret she finds out that her mom's been holding from her, but also just like she's just sick of it. And so she takes off, and she is on this like road trip kind of journey by herself. And it's so good. It is so good. Like, I'm just loving this too. And it's like maybe almost 300 pages, and I'm like already halfway done, and I have not spent that much time physically reading. It just like the pages turn so fast. So I'm loving this. So far, like 2021 has been very blah in the reading department for me, but I loved the Book of Moods, and I'm loving this. And so I'm feeling like things are looking up, you guys. So it is Tuesday. I'm going to make tuna sandwiches for dinner because we do Tuna Tuesday. And so that's awesome. And Jeremy will be home tonight. And I think that means we all get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow, because he left super early this morning. Like, he put in a lot of hours today. And so hopefully we all get a little bit of sleep tomorrow. The kids may be up late tonight, so it may be necessary. I don't even know. But that is it. I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday at like 11:30, and for some reason I cannot get it in my head that today is Wednesday. Like, for some reason I'm just off this week, and I don't know what's going on because it's a regular week. So it is Wednesday. We just went, it is like beautiful outside, and so we went to the library to do their story walks. If you have seen the vlogs, like every month they have different businesses downtown all put a story, like a page of a story down in their window, and so you can walk outside and do it. So I thought it was going all year. So we go, and she was like, we're not doing them for January and February. We'll be back in March. But there's this other place at like the Family and Children's Resource Center or something, like where WIC is and all of that kind of stuff. They have a story walk that is like permanently on posts, and they change it every month. And so we got our books that were on hold, and then we went to that place, and they have like a little free library outside of there too that we go to frequently. So I grabbed a book from there, and then we did the story walk, and it's right by like the COVID testing center, so that kind of freaked me out. But I mean, we're plenty distant away. But anyway, so we did that, and it was the snowy day, and it was such a fun story, and it's a much shorter walk, so we were able to do that in the time we had left, and it was just a great surprise. And it is rapidly warming up. Like, when we first left, it was like, felt like 31, but now my car says it's 51. I don't know if that's true, but it's getting so much warmer. And today the high is like between 58 and 61, depending which app you do. But so it's a beautiful day. So we are going to go in now and eat lunch, and then maybe play back outside. I don't really know. So today was also our first trash day with recycling since before Christmas, because having a fifth Wednesday messed us up, and so we had a lot of recycling, and it feels good to get the garage cleaned out, so that was great. As far as reading goes, I'm still reading the Kristin Harmel one and still loving that. I feel like this gets into the weird situation where, like, if I could sit down and just read it in a sitting or two, I think it would be a 5-star book. Taking time away, I'm still really enjoying it, but like, I really want to just be able to read it, and so I'm hopefully going to finish it during nap time, but I kind of doubt it because there's just always stuff that comes up. So still reading that physically, still really liking it. And then on ebook, I picked up Before She Disappeared by Lisa Gardner, and this is an arc that I have from NetGalley, so thank you to them for allowing me to read this arc. And this one comes out January 19th, so not very long. In fact, it may already be out by the time this comes out. I don't really know. I don't even know what today is, but so it comes out soon. And this one is about this woman who is not a cop, not a private investigator. She's just like a lay person that goes to try to find missing people. And so she has found like 14 people, most of which are not alive. But anyway, she is goes on this case, and she's trying to find this like teenage girl who just disappeared. Like one Friday she walked out of school and has not been seen now for 11 months. And so it's her, and then there's like, she's working with the police kind of, but is that a thing? Like, she's just like, and she gets a job because she doesn't live in this town, so she goes to this town to investigate this case, and like, I don't know, she's like, it's annoying because she's like privy to some police information, even though she's just like Jane Schmo. So I don't know, is that like a thing? But I really don't think it is, but maybe it's me being naive, that like this unpaid position. So she goes to this town and she gets a job like as a waitress or something. And I mean, she's just like kind of barely getting by, and like habitually barely getting by, because she's like spending all her time doing these investigations. And I don't know, it's definitely not like a cozy mystery, but I'm kind of getting that vibe from her of like, she's putting her nose where it doesn't belong. But I don't understand. So that part hopefully is like clarified more in the final draft, but I don't, or else somebody please let me know. Like, this is unpaid. She's not an investigator. She's not a cop. What is she? I don't know. But it's interesting. She tries to help minority youth. And so like, normally those are the cases that she goes to investigate. And she herself is, she's black, I think, but like the description of her has been very vague, and it's only come up once. And she is like having this friendship relationship with one of the cops, and like they just had a really awkward conversation where she's like, okay, tell me how you identify in race, gender, sexuality, like all of these things, that it felt like a very unnatural conversation. So I'm liking this book, but it's just like weird, and our main character is a little goofy. So I don't know, I'm almost halfway done with that, and hopefully I'll finish that today, if not at nap time, by tonight probably, because ebook is a lot easier at night. So because Annie ended up not sleeping great, so she was in with me a lot, so ebook's the only option. So that is everything as far as reading goes, as far as life goes. So I will check in anytime there's something exciting to tell you. Everyone, it is Thursday and it's like 3:30, and apparently this is going to be the vlog where everything is outside, and I am a-okay with that because today is another beautiful day. It's like, well, it's like 50, but the wind is 40 miles an hour, you guys. It is the worst, like most torrential wind ever. But I'm sitting out on our, and it's a north wind, and so it's cold, but I'm sitting out on our deck and it's covered, like it's screened in, and so it feels actually like pretty nice out here. So I'm just sitting out here and I'm filming out here because it is the quietest most peaceful place in my house. And so today has just been the best day, you guys. It has been so fun. So Jeremy went up to the office early this morning. Like they have a physical office in this town, and he has not been there in like a year. But we're talking about like the boundaries. It's really hard to keep a almost 3-year-old out of his office. And so for his productivity sake, for my like parenting sake of not having to tell her to stay upstairs and stuff, it's just better if he goes to the office. And so I really hope the audio is coming in good because the wind is so loud. But so he went to the office this morning and started early. So me and the girls did breakfast and that kind of stuff. And then we did school. I haven't shown any of that or like even our schoolroom and stuff, just because I talked about with Christmas decorations, like I'm very much a perfectionist and it's not completely done. So I don't want to show it yet, but I will someday. But I have a calendar. So we talk about the weather, we talk about the days. And like I am trying to do, every Sunday we do Sabbath snacks, which you guys have probably seen, which is just like muffin tin dinner. We call it that too. It's just snacks in a muffin tin. And then Tuesdays we do tuna Tuesdays. And then I need to think of something for like Thursday and Saturday maybe, because, she's really learning the days of the week based on like what we eat. And so she's able to say like today was Tuesday, tomorrow is, so to be able to kind of, maybe I'll make like a soup Saturday or something like that, or breakfast for dinner, or, something so she can kind of associate that, because that is really working to help teach her the days of the week. So I'm really enjoying that. So we did that, and then we went to Menards. And Menards, I don't know if it's a Southern thing or a Midwestern thing or what it is, but it's basically like Home Depot, except it has all sorts of house stuff. So it's almost like, also if you have like a True Value or anything like that, all of these stores are very similar. They're like a Home Depot, but they've got all sorts of things. So we go there today because Ainsley last night, her lamp like started to fall off her nightstand and the light bulb burnt out or whatever. And so we had to go get her a light bulb. And they're also having a fill a bag and everything that fits in the bag is 15% off. So it's just like a paper bag, and you fill it up, everything in it is 15% off. So we went and we got light bulbs, we got batteries, we got some like disinfecting wipes, and then you guys, we got some books. So we went back to the book section, and they had like some kids books that were Valentine's Day books. And so I kind of secretly, like, I don't know how I pulled it off, but I secretly got each of the girls 2 Valentine's Day books. So there's like a Llama Llama, I think there's a Little Blue Truck, there's Curious George is one of them. Like I got 4 of them, so 2 for each girl. And then we got mama books. And so I got I Owe You One by Sophie Kinsella, which I have talked about. Like, I have tried to read Sarah from from the Bookish Knitter. I thought she was saying that other Sophie Kinsella, the Love Your Life, I thought that was the one she loved. It was not. And then I thought she loved Always the Last to Know by Kristin Higgins. She does not. Like, I don't know why I'm not thinking of the right books. The book she actually loves is I Owe You One. So this was in a basket of like bargain books, and it was $5.97 for the hardback. And then I got 15% off of it because it fit in my bag. And so I got that. And then I also got Miss Everything by Jennifer Weiner. And I love Jennifer Weiner. I've been wanting this book. It is like a tall mass market paperback. Like, it's tall and thin, or tall and narrow, I guess. But it was like $6. And so I got that 15% off too. And so I was so proud of myself. Like, so proud of myself. I got both of those books, and I really wanted them. In fact, I think Miss Everything was on my wish list, and so I'm taking that off because I got it, and I'm so excited. And so then we also got a little strawberry plant. So Ainsley and I, we came home then and ate lunch and then planted our little strawberries. So I'm really excited. I think I may have planted them too deep, but the seeds are like almost microscopic, and so I don't know, but So that's been our day. It's been super fun. And then we put the kids down, and Jeremy has been helping me kind of modify, because he came home at a little after lunch, and he has been helping me modify the reading spreadsheet that I've been using. So just to make a couple things a little more user friendly for me. So he is doing that right now, and that's awesome. And anyway, so I just wrote 2 reviews, and so let's tell you about them. So because I finished both of my books. I finished my physical book, which was What You Wish by Kristin Harmel, and I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I think part of it is because it was so nostalgic for the Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, whatever. Pick your teen pop star and insert them there. It was so good. So it's about this girl named Star, and she is a 16-year-old pop star. Her mom is her manager, and she's been a child star forever, so she just feels like she is always being told what to do, what to wear, what to eat, how to look, where, all of these things. And her mom is kind of a crappy person. Like, she is very selfish, for sure, and definitely is, like, milking the teat of her daughter. And so I guess that's not really an appropriate analogy or thing to say, but anyway, so she is just not the greatest. And so then something happens where Star finds something out, and she's like, all right, I'm out. And so she cuts her hair, dyes her hair, and decides to run away. And so she runs away, and she's got a goal of where she's going, and she gets on a bus, and then the bus schedule is, it's going to be a really, really long wait. And so she ends up finding this car and buying this car, and it's a cheap rundown car or whatever. But so my problem is, she's 16 years old, she's a pop star, and she's got her license, and this car is a stick shift. She knows how to drive it, no problems. How likely is that? And maybe I'm being overly critical, but first of all, why would a 16-year-old pop star even have a license? Because they don't ever need to drive themselves. Second of all, how many 16-year-olds these days know how to drive stick shift? I don't know. Especially a 16-year-old pop star. So anyway, she buys this car, goes where she wants to go, and I don't think it's a spoiler to say she's going to try to find her dad. And so she goes, and her dad is out of town, so she meets this boy named Nick. And so then she gets a job, and she starts seeing what normal, quote unquote, normal life is like, and she has a romance with Nick, and it's so sweet. Of course there's a conflict, but I just really enjoyed it. I gave that 4.5 stars. But like I said, I think a lot of it is just the nostalgia factor for me. So I don't know that this is necessarily an almost perfect book, but it was really good for me. So then I finished Before She Disappeared by Lisa Gardner. And I'm giving this one 3 stars. So this one is about this woman named Frankie. And she is not a private investigator, not a cop, but she just makes it her hobby to go find almost cold cases. So kidnapped kids who are who are part of minorities. So she just gets odd jobs here and there to kind of support herself while she is trying to solve these mysteries. And she has solved 14, but all of the people have been dead. So now she's taking on this case of this girl who just disappeared one day after school. And so she starts talking to the girl's brother and trying to figure it all out. And whatever. Well, at the end, there's an author's note that says this was all based on an article that Lisa Gardner read about this woman and these group of people who actually do this. I really wish that would have been at the beginning, because part of my problem with this book was just the whole time I'm is this a thing? Because I just find it hard to believe that she would be able to get information and talk to the people she would need to talk to and stuff without any credibility. So I guess it is a thing. It's a small group of people, but there is a group of people doing it. So that was interesting, and I wish I would have known that from the beginning. But also there are a lot of pacing issues, and the reveal or the big ending was okay. I mean, I wanted more, and I would say overall this book is a fine thriller. But it's just fine. So I don't really have anything terrible to say about it, but I also don't have anything great to say about it. And I picked up Lisa Gardner because I thought I had read her and really liked her. So I looked back on Goodreads, and I've read 2 books by her. One I gave a 4 and one I gave a 5, but that was in 2012 and 2014. So it's been a minute. And this book did not have me like running to go pick up more Lisa Gardner, but it also didn't turn me off from her. So, it's just okay. I would say if you're really into like the amateur sleuthing or the PI stuff, maybe check it out. The minority youth part was good. Like I said, our main character was a little bit weird as far as I'm not sure like really how she identified in all the things, but she was very like wanting to know how others identified. And so I don't know, that I like that part I think could use some refinement, and hopefully gets a little bit of refinement in the final copy, but overall it was all right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this vlog here because it is Thursday afternoon. I'm not going to pick anything up until this evening, so I will start that on our weekend vlog. So if you have read any of the things I read, let me know. How was your week? And have you ever planted strawberries before? Because I don't know, like I hope they're durable. I hope they're durable. So that is it. We'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.